When you're bankroll at this stage of the tournament to 62,000, picking up those blinds and the antes is absolutely huge. Because of the percentage increase in your stack. But basically, you bought yourself another round at the table. 8 more chances to get a good hand.
O'Connell's taking his glasses off. He's asked how much it is. This is not good news for Ziyun, who is dominated and getting called, I think.
Well, it's going to be half of O'Connell's chips, but he's already got some money in on the big blind already. I think he may feel honor bound to call this. As we said already, when a guy raises from the button position, from the dealer's position, as a rule of thumb, you can take it that he's got a slightly worse hand than he may be raising from another position.
It's not automatic, but O'Connell just felt forced in, and he is about 70-30 or so. This is a huge pot for both players, slightly bigger for Ziyun.
Shown, and we have Queen of Spades, 3 of Hearts, 10 of Hearts.
Good news for O'Connell. A juicer of 5 will land.
Well, there's also a couple of split pots. Yeah, juicer of 5 was right. And the Texan, Ziyun, never really got going today. Par again has fizzled out here.
Sometimes that just happens.
Sometimes you don't get much to work with. O'Connell felt forced to call, was rewarded. 5 cards play, and the ace-queen 10-9. Beating the ace-queen 10-8 and taking Ziyun to the cleaners. Stacking his chips on this feature table, new player John Quinn, who hails from Waterford Park. He's got a fair few chips as well. We saw him lose quite an unfortunate pot to Julian Adamson on the river, but it hasn't affected his spirit. Don't look into the light. It could be fatal. O'Leary got a very hard stare for the table behind the button.
I can guarantee you O'Leary's having the time of his life here. I mean, he looks like the before bit in the ad for the constipation cure. I can guarantee you he's having a great time.
32,500 in total.
Missy has certainly stepped it up. 32,500, and Yamron, who folded an ace-jack in the same situation about a round ago,
is now about to fold a pair of forwards.
Tell you, he really likes. He's caressing those chips.
Which normally means he's not going to put them in, Jack. This is. Obviously, if Yammer moves all in here, doesn't run into any big hand behind him, he's going to pick this up with a pair of fours. But Mizzy hasn't got caught with any of these out of position raises with substandard hands.
Re-raise?
Hard. He's announced re-raise.
Wow!
I think he just decided, from a frequency point of view, Mizzy has now raised something like 3 pots out of the last 8 or 9, and Yammer just says,
that's great from Yammer, because all he can work on here is the suspicion that Mizzy is moving a little bit too frequently. But he's prepared to back it up with a serious raise here.
I mean, it's one thing to re-raise a guy who's under pressure, but Mizzy's the big stack in the tournament right now. All it would take is a wave of the hand.
He's re-raised a guy who could call him just for the fun.
120, 130, 140, 143. 144.
Behind that.
Behind.
This was a massive raise.
It's good stuff from Yammer, isn't it? Mizzy doesn't look like a guy who's... I think Mizzy is trying to salvage what he can from the wreckage here and try and give the impression that he's got a slightly better hand than Queen Jack. 2 different suits.
I tell you, it's great to see a guy who has worked himself into a box all his life come out of it. That's what Yamron's doing right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Mizzy cannot call 2 fours, looking like a Dutch delight for Bruce Yamron, who slowed down.
Well, that's good stuff from Yamron. He's thrown away the ace-jack, but then he's made a serious statement with the pair of fours.
I didn't say anything.
From what you've seen, Parg, Does Mizzy look like a likely candidate for the final table?
He certainly does. He's,
12,000 to Paul.
at the moment, he's the only guy at this table who's moved up a gear, which is a lot easier to do, obviously, when you, you know, you can do whatever you like without getting knocked out of the tournament because of the number of chips you have. Still takes courage. Just takes a little bit less courage than to do it when you're facing elimination every time you stick the chips in.
John Quinn's.
Yeah, not for me. Not on my behalf.
32,000 total.
These guys' chips stacked in an imposing fashion, but there's only about 140,000 there, and the raise is 32.
He told me what I mean. You should never listen to me anyway. Why? I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I can see that.
And how strong does O'Connell's A7 look? Oh, I like the way this guy plays.
Sure. Oh. Decision here for Mizzy. I mean, the problem for Mizzy is that he doesn't know very much about Quinn. You know, Quinn has just arrived at the table under cover of darkness. So,
Re-raise, all in.
Call.
Call. Come on, Ireland.
5 cards here, bar the jack.
Like 70-30 proposition. Thereabouts.
So far, so good from Waterford's position. JQ.
It's a jack or 2 running clubs. There's the club.
That was not a great card. Any club, any jack.
An extra bonus for Quinn because he got the balls of seeing that black card coming over. You know?